Welcome to Love Where You Live, a podcast where we have conversations about why it's awesome to live in Boulder, Boulder County, and the surrounding areas. And sometimes we talk about what's not awesome. So just in case we go there, I always like to prep that. Remember, this is a fun show where we talk about awesome people in an awesome community. And today I am joined by the one and only Kate Ripley, who is a superstar, honestly, a powerhouse, I'll say like owner, founder, CEO, head honcha, leader of a super cool place here in Boulder called PR Labs. Kate has a massive 20 plus year history doing neuromuscular massage, doing incredible work with elite athletes, with world-class athletes, but also with daily grinders, people like you and me that are sitting on the couch or on the chair at the office too much. She does amazing things, and the place she's created, we're going to dive into this, is a spot, a community for people like all of us, either athletes or not, people that want to feel better, make a better way. Health and wellness is what she's all about. So, Kate, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you asking me to be on.
Yeah, of course. No, I absolutely, I appreciate you being here, taking the time. And did I go off course on that? Was that a fair or accurate introduction?
Well, I mean, I am flattered, of course, but, yes, it is a community for everyone. And, in Boulder, you can't help but attract the elite people because they're among us all over the place, yourselves included. But we definitely we call them the normies. They're the us, the we, the everyone, that's us. We love working with people in general. So
that's so good. Okay, so I was fair. I was close anyway, yes. But I love it. No, it's good. So here's what we do. We love to just learn a little bit more about where you came from, what brought you here, and then talk about our town and what you're doing. So if we go in order, and I'm excited because I've known you since, Austin, but realistically, I don't know your history. So tell me where you grew up. Give us in a nutshell or a big, huge, story about where you grew up.
All right. I am a Midwestern girl, so I will try my hardest to keep this succinct. I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and really could not wait to get out of that town, honestly.
Okay.
Fast up. I love Lincoln. Growing up there was amazing. I went to the University of Nebraska. Background in medicine. I had dreams of being a doctor and almost completed it, got accepted to med school, and then did a crazy 180 and just decided that I didn't want to go. And well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't that I didn't want to go. It's just that I didn't think I'd be able to practice medicine the way I wanted to practice medicine. My college advisor thought I was insane, of course. But I took a year. I finished up my degree, but then took a year to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I had some friends, and they chimed in and said, well, why don't you try massage? And I was like, massage? Are you kidding me? That's so far off where I was going. But anyway, I decided to try to pursue it, and I went to a school. It took forever because you realize this is pre-2000, so the internet this is early internet days. Yeah, so there really wasn't, you couldn't do research to find a school very well. It was very difficult. Yeah. But I finally found a school that was very much more medically based than kind of the other massage schools. Yeah. And moved out to Colorado Springs. Wow. Ended up meeting the weekend I came out to try to find a place to live. Ended up meeting the man that I would then date and then marry. Went to school in Colorado Springs. We left Colorado Springs together a few years later, and then went to Boston.
Oh my gosh.
Where I worked in Boston for about 7 years as a massage therapist in Copley Square. So I had the most amazing childhood in my career, basically. Yeah. I grew up in a shop, basically, 100 yards off of the Boston Marathon finish line.
Sweet.
So, I looked out my window every day and saw the Boston Library and Copley Square, and it was amazing. But then once we got married, we moved to Austin.
And so this is okay. I knew none of that. I want to just backpedal a bit because that's so cool. I mean, what great foresight! You're only 21, 22 years old.
Yep.
And you're looking in and taking that courageous step to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to go to medicine.
It was rough. It was, I mean, after working so hard, I think it was one of those things where I'd been told enough that, oh, you're not going to be a doctor. You're not going to. And I think I was just so stubborn and pig-headed. And I was like, I am so. And so, but then once push came to shove and I looked at like, what really affected me was I had grown up in a hospital. My mom worked as an administrator in a hospital my entire childhood. And so the minute I was 14 and I could be working in a hospital, I was working as a volunteer. Wow. So I was a candy striper back in the day. Striper, oh my God. But once they realized, some of the people that I was working with, that I wanted to go to med school, they were like, oh, well, let's show you the real side of medicine. So I was brought back into surgical suites and put in the emergency department to help like run errands, you know, and like deliver things and things like that. And it was amazing because it really showed me like what it would be like to be a doctor, in that field. Yeah. Which was a blessing and a curse because I saw insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies, and this is in the 90s, really dictating to these doctors that I looked up to and respected, like what they could do, what they couldn't do. Yeah. And I just saw their hands getting tied more and more and more. And I just was like, this is not where I want to go. Yeah. And I don't want to spend all this money and time of my life to then be totally hemmed up in a career that I can't do what I want to do. Right. I mean, again, what incredible foresight. And you got to look behind the curtain and see enough that pushed you, hey, I can do this, but I don't want to. Correct. And making a good choice. So, wow. And it's hard for anyone at any age, but at that age especially, it's hard to really change the dream. Yes. It was a lot. It was I have never cried quite as much as I did because I just thought, I'm like making the wrong decision. You know, I am young. I am just seeing what's going on here. But yeah. Well, good for you. And it obviously I mean, it does. It shows again for us to look at, you know, what was some impetus to move you into massage. So I'm going to track along with that. So you went then to Colorado Springs. I want to stay there for a minute. First time to Colorado? Was it just like... Being from Nebraska, you'd been here for like visits and skiing and stuff like that. But that's it. Yeah, exactly. In and out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then this will be, I started advanced forward, but I'll come back again. Well, I always like to know, like we intersected a little bit more in the endurance world and the triathlon world and with Mark. We'll talk about Mark if you want to. Yeah. But what were your activities growing up outside of candy striper? That's an activity. You know, just like the normal 90s stuff, like riding my bike. And I did dabble in like some high school sports, like a little bit of running, a little bit of swimming, that kind of stuff. Nothing stuck though? You just did it all? Yeah. No, to be honest, I was very much focused on school. Yeah. Like fantastic. That was like my whole, I didn't date. I didn't, you know, I had a very interesting kind of growing up, you know, parents getting divorced, all that kind of stuff. So siblings? Yep. I have one full blood brother, and then I have two stepbrothers. Two stepbrothers, yeah. So three. Where do you lie in the order? I am the eldest. You're the eldest. Yeah. Oh, that gives me also more context. Oh, thanks. Yes. I love it. And that's, I'm a, brother to an older sister, and I've dad to an older, I like that. I think there's power there. There is. I mean, there's good power. Like there's good for everyone. I've learned to turn it for good. My brother will definitely tell you some stories because I was not the best girl. I was your typical eldest daughter, sister, telling you what to do. Yeah. Kind of torturing you a little bit, kind of thing. Yeah. Yep. There's actually, interestingly, and that's, I'm in that phase watching my 12-year-old daughter and my 8-year-old son, and I think I understand. And on a side note, have you heard there's a new song on Taylor Swift's latest album called Eldest Daughter? I haven't heard that. I have not. You got to check it. It's kind of interesting to see that. Okay. Let's not go there. We could. I spent 10 minutes. Okay. But all right. So you grew up in that, and then we're leaving. You're in Nebraska, out of here, Colorado Springs. You show up. How long were you? You met Mark. That's what we're. No, someone else. I had my first husband. Okay, was it Mark? Fair. Mark. Yep. And so you meet someone, you get excited, you're getting into massage. Did you immediately kind of dislike, feel good about Colorado and massage? What was I loved Colorado. Yeah. I loved being outside. Okay. I think that's the thing that, that brings everybody in is that you can be outside in the mountains, and that was amazing. Massage, I think it was definitely kind of a like, let's see how
Yeah.
this goes.
Okay.
But as I got into school, it was more of like, I can see where I can mold this into what I want.
Gotcha.
Which, being from Nebraska, I love sports.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Yeah.
my whole thing, is when I was looking into being like an orthopedic doctor.
Gotcha.
And I was
Cool.
like fascinated by that world. So I thought, if I can get my massage career to somehow go that direction, being like in the athletic department,
Yeah.
working for either a university or professional team or something like that.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
And so Colorado Springs, landed in Boston. You told us about that magical spot near the marathon.
Yep.
What kind of practice did you do there?
It was, again, medical. So
Medical
like
base,
that,
yeah.
the school that I went to was very focused on neuromuscular massage. So
Yeah.
I graduated with a ton more hours than most massage schools, especially
Sure.
back in that day.
Okay.
And yeah, so like it was athletes right off the get-go, like, and especially triathletes. We worked with Boston Triathlon team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
But it was an amazing, like, it just was like jumping into the deep end.
Right
There was
in. You're
no-
like, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, some hard muscles, some really beat up tissue. So when maybe just speak to the folks listening and myself, and tell us what that means, neuromuscular massage.
Neuromuscular is how the nerves innervate into the muscle,
Okay.
and then how they then work. So when you're massaging, going with the grain of the muscle, affecting different muscle tissues so that it helps the muscles around in that
Gotcha,
group, that
gotcha.
kind of thing.
Yeah, cool. And it's in so you're there, and Boston. From there, you give me the version. Where'd you said you went to Austin from there? No.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
because once we got married
Austin,
and we went to have a
Boston,
kid,
Boston.
I know it was difficult in the beginning because everything sounds exactly
Sounds
the
so
same.
similar.
Boston. Once we got married, we were living in Charlestown,
Okay.
and it was just like, it was going to be so expensive to have
Yeah.
kids. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
kids
pricey town.
Yeah,
I mean, kids
like,
are expensive
wait
anyway.
lists for schools and just daycare. It was going to be insane. So we decided that we needed to move, and Austin was kind of the next. My ex-husband had a friend who was opening a business in
Okay.
Austin. This is in like 2006, 2007.
Okay. And there's internet now, by the way, folks.
Yep, internet has finally
You can
fully
check and
like
see if it's
go-
cool.
Exactly.
Not a fad.
Nope. And so it was like, well, it's an active town. It's affluent. It's got a university. Let's go.
Awesome. Good
So
for
we
you.
really didn't even like check it out. It was just like, okay, we're moving. Yeah. And so just kind of landed there, and just, when you're starting a business, you just have to go. Because
Right.
I've never, luckily for me, worked for, or had to work for, like a chain.
Yeah,
or a
yeah, yeah,
corporate
yeah.
massage
Oh, yeah.
place.
Uh-huh,
I've always
uh-huh.
been like either
Yeah.
work for myself, or when I was in Boston, I did work for someone just to kind of get my feet under me, because I had no experience being a massage therapist or a business person. So it was great.
Cool. And awesome. And you had a great business there. That was right
correct.
in. You got right into endurance athletes as well.
Correct.
Remind me the name of it.
It was Austin Bodywork.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, it's appropriate.
Because when I was in Boston, it was Boston Bodywork.
Boston. You just mumble, and it's the same business.
It's the same. Yeah. Nobody even knows.
And so there's also, this is another cool thing to me. So tell me if I'm wrong. You moved here directly from Austin. There was nothing in
Correct.
between. Okay.
Nope.
And so, because there's a through line that we see a lot with Austin
Yes.
people and Boulder County people, and you see this little back and forth. Were you aware of that? Had you been here outside of like the Colorado Springs, or?
No, I mean, really, I'd only been to Boulder a couple of times
Okay.
when we were living here, because
Sure.
it was like we would go for a game or something
Yeah.
like that. But no. And so when I was in Austin, I knew I wanted to move out of Austin.
Yeah.
It just got too big. And this is
Yeah.
like 2012, 2013.
Yes.
It just was like exploding.
It was a big explosion time then. Yeah.
My drive from my apartment to my office, which is downtown, like
Right.
Lamar and Enfield,
Oh, sure.
was like, it went from being like a 15-minute drive to over an hour.
Oh my word.
And I was like, this is not sustainable.
yeah.
Plus, to be honest, the heat
Yeah, it starts
and
to
the
get
amount
you.
of people and
Yeah.
stuff, I just was like, this is just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
And Ava, my daughter, was getting closer and closer to school age.
Okay.
And
Meaning like elementary school age.
Elementary school.
Let's
Correct.
rock. Yeah.
And it just was like, the schools in Austin, public schools, are not the best.
Sure. There's some good ones. There's a couple good ones, but you got to be like, okay, am I driving there or moving there? All
Well,
that.
that's just it. Yeah, and So it was like, there's all these things that are pointing me to get out of Austin.
I like it.
And so it was like, well, Boulder is so, and maybe this is why, is Boulder is so much like Austin in some ways, but not in the ways that I didn't like.
Yeah, the pain point ways, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, well, let's just see if we can make this happen. Yeah. And it just, after some research and like checking it out, it was great. And to be honest, it was such an easy move.
How about that? This will be fun. I remember actually, and I can verify this by a quick search through my Gmail. About 2015, you reached out. I was coaching athletes, hadn't really gotten to real estate, was supporting Amanda's business on the very back end. And you were reaching out, hey, let's get connected with some athletes. Mm-hmm. And that was immediately, you were coming here with that in mind as well, right? I'm going, there was never a question, right? Like, it may be a competitive market, but I'm going right in and doing my thing.
Well, plus, I mean, it was coming off the heels of, Austin Body Worker was really successful when I left in 2014. And it was like, well, I'm just going to do this again. Yeah. Why not? If I've done it once from the ground up, why not again? And it's the same people, same kind of mindset of wanting to keep moving and longevity and like that's totally my thing. And you know what? More people need to recognize, I've done it once, I can do it again, because I think it is not everybody has that. And it's kudos to you for... Well, it's one of those things, right? It's like, I can either be great or it can be awful. You can either be really pig-headed and be like, that's it, I'm going to do it again. It's going to be great. It's going to be just like I did it. And you can kind of forget that there's a possibility it might not go the way you want it to go. But I was just very lucky and determined. You know what I mean? You're just like, you get your blinders on. You're just like, that's what I'm going to do. I love that. I do. And so, all right, real funny. What time of year did you move here? I moved here in August of 2014. This is perfect time to leave Austin and come to Boulder. You're like, I stopped sweating. Exactly. Okay, so, and did you drive up? Did you fly up? Did you have a place to live beforehand? Did you come, Yes. Tell me about that actual transition. So we moved, the apartment complex I was living in Austin had a sister property here in Broomfield. Oh, cool. So it was so easy. Oh, I know that. Like they literally were just like, yeah, just move on in. And like, I came up here and picked out the apartment I wanted, but that was like it. And then Ava and I jumped in the car. We loaded it down. I had a pod. Yeah. Loaded that. Yeah, we moved here. And by this point I had met Mark. Okay. My now husband. Yeah. And it was wild. It was very whirlwind, to be honest. Yes. We had met each other a number of times in the triathlon community over the years, but I had been married. Yeah. And Austin Body Worker had their Christmas party in January of 2014 at the Livestrong Foundation. Okay. Yeah. And it was so much fun. And Mark came up and thanked me for inviting him, because he had been invited through one of our vendors that we worked with. Okay. And said, thanks for having me. And we talked for a few minutes and then he left. And my girlfriend, who was there that night, she was my date. She came up to me. She's like, that guy is just so nice. I really like him. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, he's really cute. And I was like, yeah. And like I said, we'd seen each other, but I was a happily married lady, so I couldn't do anything about it. And we Facebook friended each other probably like a week or so later. And then he asked me out in April, and it was kind of one of those things. He's like, would you want to come with me to this event that I'm going to? It's in Waco. Okay. And if you don't know anything, Waco is 2 hours away from Austin. Oh, yeah. It's a straight up I-35. Yeah, but it's 2 hours. Yeah, it's not a quick jaunt. No, Michael, it's like 2 hours. I was like, what's this guy doing asking me out for 2 hours in the car and then a thing and then 2 hours back? That's crazy. Actually pretty cool. And so I was like, well, I have my daughter that weekend, but let me see if I can find someone to watch her. And sure enough, the first person I asked was like, yeah. And I was like, damn it. Road trip. I know. I was like, okay, I'll go. And he it was hilarious because he actually didn't realize that Waco was 2 hours. I mean, I just don't think he put it together. He's like, whoa, we're not there yet. I know. Okay. So we talked all the way up there. I'm sure, yeah. And then, because we both talk a lot. And then we went to the movie premiere, and then we went to dinner, and then we talked all the way back. Oh, and cool. What's so funny is that the next day he had the Jack and Adams ride. Oh, right. Yeah. Because he was one of the ride leaders. Yeah. And I remember texting him and telling him how I had such a great time. And I was leaving for Boston. Okay. To go, because I volunteered at the marathon, for years. Sure. Yeah. I did that for another decade after we left there.
Cool.
And so we had all this time apart after the date, and he was like, well, would you want to do it again? And I was like, yeah.
Maybe,
and so
yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of that, it just kind of took off from there. Yeah. And then I'd warned him on our second date. I was like, I'm moving in August. Yeah. It is now April.
It was so 4 months, I'm out of here.
We're either having a good time and this is going to be a very superficial thing, or just so you know, you're moving to Colorado.
Yeah, totally. I hope you don't love it here anymore because
we're moving. And sure enough,
he's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that. Yeah. And Mark, what a great story. I can picture it. And such a time in Austin too, when you said Jack and Adams, and really I think you rode that really nice wave from 2006 all the way until 14, where 12, 13, 14. And then it really it's changed a lot.
It has.
I mean, it's still wonderful to visit.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, there's so amazing people there, and it's incredible food and music and cultural scene, but it is so much different.
It is.
And you got here, you roll in, and you got your apartment set up. How old is Eva?
So Ava is 5.
5 at that time, yeah.
Yep.
Rolling in, yeah.
Yep. And so we got her into elementary school, and it's been great ever since Boulder. Yeah. I mean, because that was just it. Is it Boulder County Schools was what I was aiming for.
You said that, yeah.
And Broomfield, we were in that little pocket of Broomfield that is right on the edge of Boulder County. So she got into an elementary school that's in Boulder County. So then once we moved closer to Boulder, into Louisville, which is where Mark and I built a house.
Where you are now,
it was super easy. You just had to transfer her to a different elementary school.
So good, yeah. What elementary school did you go to?
She went to Coal Creek.
Yeah, Coal Creek Elementary. Yes. Nice. That's so awesome. Perfect. So good. And then what about but you mentioned that it's kind of the what about is your area there, Broomfield, and Broomfield kind of was part of our county. It's got their own very unique and amazing thing going for it, and it is such a smallest little county there that really touches all of our areas. When you moved to Louisville, was that just because, hey, like you said, you're building a house, you want to be in a different community? How'd that end up happening?
Mark, when we were, because he was in Austin for a long time while Ava and I were living here, and while I was trying to build my business in Boulder and see clients and stuff, he would come up on the weekends and stuff, and we would start looking for houses and things. And we just couldn't really find anything in Boulder that kind of did all the things we wanted it to. Yeah. That also fell within our budget because it was yikes.
Yes. The big yikes always.
Big yikes. And the fact that, there's a lot on the market that was older that was going to need a whole lot of renovation. Totally. Plus, he has family. So Mark is British, and he has a lot of family who come over and stay for long periods of time.
Right.
So we needed a house that was going to accommodate all of us during those times.
I get it.
So it was just it was kind of one of those tricky bits where it was well, we can't really find anything. And then my friend, who's also our realtor, was like, well, they're building all these communities in Louisville. Maybe let's go take a look. And so we went and looked, and it was great. And we got to pick our lot and the house and solar, which was really important to Mark. He wanted to make sure it was very energy efficient.
Right.
And we didn't really have much of a yard, which frankly, as endurance athletes, it wasn't you want to spend all weekend mowing the yard.
Totally.
It was I'd rather be out on my bike.
Yes, exactly. So, enjoying the time. Yes.
Right. So, and I think that was a big sell for him as well, was the fact that he was like, wait, I thought it snowed here. And I'm like, it does snow here. And he was like, well, but we're out riding our bikes in February, and it's 70. Right. I know. And he's like, this is amazing.
This works. Yes.
Yeah.
This works.
Loved it.
And what? Yes. So what year did he end up? Because I remember the back and forth visits and stuff. I think, and then he made himself full-time resident in
The house was actually finished in February of 2016.
Yeah.
So he literally moved that weekend before.
That's awesome. Yeah. Perfect. And Louisville, what a community. I mean, do you guys get involved? You obviously your business is in Boulder.
Right.
It's a 10-minute drive, whatever, 15-minute drive. Yep. But where do you guys spend most of your time these days?
So Mark got very involved civically in Louisville. Okay. He was part of the cultural council, and amazing. He participates in city council meetings, regardless of whether they like it or not.
You're not invited.
He's a very outspoken man. You know what I mean? He's very much believes in community involvement and letting people know how he feels about things. Yeah. And I love that about him, but I'm not sure that the city council.
Well, sometimes you're like, okay, Yeah. I've got to, roll with it.
Yeah.
Well, good for him though. So he got right involved.
Yeah, he got right in there. And then we were training for a long time. I think we did have to cut back after 2018. 2019 was like kind of our last year of actually racing.
And we're talking half Ironman. What was your guys' flavor there?
I am a short distance girl.
See, the smart one.
Yeah. I'm like,
sorry, Mark.
I got like a good, I call it a brunch race. So like a sprint.
Yes.
I did Olympic. My last Olympic was Wildflower, though, in 2018, and it was Mark's second time at Wildflower. So
oh my gosh, amazing. What a fun event!
It was a blast because we got an RV.
Oh,
we
so
threw
cool.
Ava in there.
Oh,
and we drove out, and it was crazy because
cool.
you have to train so early because it's in May.
It's the opposite of Austin, where you're super fit in May and April because you've trained all winter.
Right.
Whereas here you're kind of like not really.
You're not
a lot of big miles.
No, June or
summer,
July.
Yeah, summer. Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys are in there in that triathlon scene still training for your events.
Yep.
Pretty well through those for you the first 4 years, him the first 2-3 years.
Right.
And there's a pretty nice scene, right? Like that locally.
It was. I mean, when I moved here, I think that was one of the things that I really loved was the fact that it was so organized, like right off the bat. Especially looking from a work perspective, trying to get in and getting to like work with athletes. It wasn't difficult to find them. I basically showed up at group runs at the local run shops, like Boulder Running Company and what was Flatirons Running, which is now
Henry's Place.
Like just show up with your table and like see people hand out cards,
Fantastic.
and then you just being consistent and stuff like that. So yeah.
So it's so cool, and you're good at it. I mean, you're engaging. You do both sides well, and this is a true compliment. Is like you know what you're doing, but you know how to engage and in a way that's so trustworthy. Sell it because you love it and you understand it. So you're selling it as you should. This is amazing. This will help you. I'm good. Right. This is our thing. So
being authentic. It's
100%.
People can read it on you. It's 100%. I hate to say this word because I know it's overused, but vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like, your vibe is, people feel it in their gut,
right.
whether you're being salesy or if you mean it.
That's it. No, spot on. That's it, Kate. I mean, that's the name of the game. I think in everything, right? I mean, you can always, everyone can always tell when it's not genuine, right? And I think that's so cool. So I think we're starting to gel into like when you first got here, tell me, did you immediately, start a new company? Was it Boulder Body Works or was it right? It was
Boulder
right.
Body
Yeah,
Worker,
Boulder Body Worker. Yeah.
Yep. So that started in 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Yep. And just kind of seeing people as much as I could, getting people on the table and
treating people Louisville or Boulder offices?
Boulder.
Yeah, Boulder. Of course, you're in the hub. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's just that I knew this is where I wanted the practice to be.
Right.
So practicing outside of here wouldn't have really.
I like it. So where'd you land up? What was the actual location first off?
I spent the first probably 5 years of my career on Manhattan Drive, Manhattan Circle.
I think this just came up. Yoni and Martha, they're like, oh my gosh, we know Kate because we closed on a transaction. Walked downstairs and I was telling them about what you're doing.
Yeah.
We've known her for years. We've known her at all her locations. I was like, awesome. I love it.
Well,
such good people.
Back in the day, I was very lucky and I got connected with Liz West of Vixen. So I was the Vixen massage sponsor. Cool. So that's how I met Martha. It's how I met Bree and Michael. It's how I met like so many people who I am very lucky enough to still call my friends and clients.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's again because your vibe on that real truth is also this. It's become your tribe. Like you're all that way, and that's I think that's the nature of it. Find the people you click with.
Totally.
You don't need to be spending time working with people you don't click with.
No, it's
you know what I mean. And they don't want to. Then quite fairly, they don't want to work with you. Like it's just like it's a nice balance.
You attract the people that are gonna get you that work, and vice versa.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, which is why we're here on the couch, Kate. You
exactly.
And me. Yeah, you and me. So, okay, and then and make sure that those are on audio. When you hear me talk about this didn't come across weird. This is just a couch where we're sitting down. It's not a therapy session. She's not massaging right now.
Nope.
I had to make it weird.
Yep.
So okay, now Boulder Body Worker. Did I get that right?
That's right.
And you're working, you're going. Tell me about when you decide that you're going to open PR Labs. When did that happen? How did that happen? What is it? Let's go there.
Okay, so I'll try to make this brief. PR Labs was basically born out of many years, like even in Boston, trying to communicate with other practitioners for my clients. Mm-hmm. Basically having to, talk to either their surgeon, their PCP, their PT, trying to get information so that we could work together for a treatment plan. And back in the day, here's a little history lesson. There's an amazing PT in the world. His name is Mark Verstegen.
Right.
And he put together a place. I can't remember the name, of course, right now, off the top of my head.
Happens.
But he worked a lot with professional baseball players. And he had a space in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Right.
And basically they would come and they would go.
Yeah.
See, I know you're going to remember it.
I was there. It's fascinating.
And he put together this place where all these practitioners worked, and they would work on these professional athletes.
Yeah.
And they would approach them from all different kinds of ways. PT and kinesiologists and all the tech stuff and like the hands-on, the massage people and all that stuff. So it was like a place that these people would come for weeks on end to rehab from injuries or surgeries or that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, that's awesome. I want something like that. But can we make it for like the normies?
Right, the normies. Yeah.
Like why don't normal people get to have something like that?
World-class treatment, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think that it should be something that's available to all of us. So that was kind of always percolating in the back of my head.
Okay.
And I would follow him. And now he owns, it's gotten bought and he sold it a couple of times now. And it's like something, is it Axios? No, that's not right. Anyway.
We can search it. Yeah, I went there. Did you ever know Jessie Stinsland, just on the side? She was a triathlete. Maybe
that name is super familiar.
Yeah, so she was there and introduced me to it in that 06, 07, somewhere in that zone. Yeah. But carry on. That's so cool. What a neat. Okay, so
that's always kind of been in my head, and then COVID hit, and I'd been talking about this concept of like this business that I wanted forever to anyone who would sit still long enough, right. Like my husband, clients, and finally it was like Mark looked at me at one point and was like, "Are you ever going to actually do this?" And I was like,
"Go, Mark, go."
What? Yeah, because I have like loads of money and like, especially if we're in Boulder. Yeah, I mean, totally. I got a kid and hello.
Stuff.
He's like, "Well, maybe we should start looking." And so it was wild. We just kind of like started poking around in the commercial market here in Boulder. There was a lot of stuff. You know, we kept getting shown different offices that were in kind of what you'd expect, like a doctor's office.
Sure. Yeah.
Very quiet, very sedate places in these office parks that were away from the road. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we could make this work. This would be fine. And then we got shown this property that is, as you know, like in the heart of central Boulder. I mean, we're not downtown, but we're across the street from McGunkin's. We're by like 3 or 4 huge hotels.
Yes.
We're right in the action, basically, very close to campus. Mm-hmm. And this business just happened to have outgrown this space and in the building that we're in.
Wow.
And Mark's like, the minute you walked in there, you were like, this is the space.
You knew, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, the way it was laid out, the room, it was a huge space with, like, offices around the outside. And I was just like, we would have to do so little build out. Like, this would just be so great. The location at the time, Colorado Multisport was across the street. And I was just like, oh, my gosh. And so, like, after that, I was ruined for every other place.
And this was 2020?
This is 2020. So, like, we're looking at places in masks.
Yeah.
You know,
course,
like,
fun stuff.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
So, we were very lucky, very blessed short story here, is that the people that moved out basically cut us a deal and helped us move into that space.
So good.
To, like, kind of offset the rent for a couple of years and stuff like that. So it was amazing, and it was off to the races at that point.
So good. And just the casual listener doesn't know, we're at 25th in Canyon, 26th in Canyon. So between Folsom, that's 26, between Folsom and 28, you kind of across from the Buff, next to like the Remax is down there, Land Title is above you, Downtown Refinery, haircut place next door. So it's like if you're trying to orient with us, Canyon, just think Canyon and just west of 29th Street Mall and all that. So McGunkin's is a good one. You said that, and like all the shop, like you nailed it. It's a ideal spot. So you get the space, and then tell us about what. You mentioned the other place, sort of the model that was percolating in the back of your brain. When you go in and you open the doors, what are you offering and what are you ideally hoping to add? And, was it right away? We're just doing everything. Talk about that a little bit.
So we have a 3,000 square foot space, and it's me and 2 other practitioners who I have talked into basically joining me. Okay. Which was lovely.
Keep going. I messed up. I was trying to keep this going so we knew when to, but keep going. Keep going. Carry on.
So it's like the 3 of us, and they were all bought in on the concept. Like, we're going to work. So how PR Labs is different than other multimodality clinics, I'll just go back, is that every practitioner that works there runs their own business.
Cool.
So PR Labs does not take a cut out of their what they bring in, their revenue, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They pay a flat, it's kind of like WeWork for fitness and
Sure.
health.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, so they pay a flat membership fee every month.
Nice.
That's it.
Oh, good for you.
And then they go off and they handle their own schedule, their own finances, all that kind of stuff. They basically just operate under the umbrella of PR Labs.
Right.
So that's always kind of been the best model. Like and so many practitioners enjoy that, because why would you want to work for someplace if they're going to be constantly taking a cut out of every person
and managing you and making you do this, that. And so tell us what practitioners are there. I've been in the space. I've been treated. I've gone a few times. Tell us so we all know.
Okay. So PR Labs is, we have a lot of like sports medicine, kind of the typical stuff that you'd find in a brick and mortar, but then we have some fun stuff that's kind of outside the box.
Tell us about the typical. And
the typical is we have a PT, Boulder Sports Physiotherapy, Dr. Sarah Zimmer and Dr. Lindsay Mayer, and then we have the Chiro Lab, which is Dr. Ellen Kindlesberger.
Oh, wow.
And then we've got massage, which, me and my staff, so we have about 6 massage therapists working 7 days a week.
That's awesome.
Everybody's vetted through me, so you have to know your stuff and be able to put up with my craziness. And then what else do we have? We have personal training, Forest Performance, and then Mitch Hash, the Art of Opening. And then we have the Nutrition Mechanic, which is our registered dietitian, Dina Griffin, and she does metabolic testing, VO2 testing.
Oh my gosh.
All that kind of stuff that you'd need. We also have Nicole Haas. She's one of our flex practitioners, so that means that she's not there full time.
Okay.
She's Boulder Physio Lab. She's also a PT. She's amazing. And then kind of the stuff that's outside the box would be, we have a psychedelic practitioner.
Nice.
So who does facilitation. He works with a lot of athletes who are working on kind of mindset things.
Wow.
Helping kind of push through some barriers that they've got.
Oh, I love that.
It's been amazing. He has worked with professional basketball players, bodybuilders, some of my endurance athletes, our ultra runners and things like that. And in addition to the psychedelic stuff, he does vibroacoustic therapy, red light therapy, PEMF therapy. And then we have a psychologist who also does energy work.
Oh my
So
gosh.
her sessions are really amazing, because it's like you talk, she does some energy work, and then you talk again, which is really interesting. It really helps people really let go of some things that you would normally kind of not think were that big of a deal or affecting you.
Wow.
Really amazing. Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have the recovery lab, which is everybody's favorite, but it is an infrared sauna and a cold plunge.
Yes.
And then we have compression, like your basic Normatec leg compression and hip compression stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah. And we've all squeezed that into like 3,000 square feet.
Yes, you've done a nice job. It doesn't feel like you have all that in there.
I know.
Each space feels appropriate.
That's good. Yeah. So we're also looking to I'm looking to add some sports psychologists to our practice, because I think that the mental health aspect is so huge and cannot be overlooked. It plays such a huge part.
Well, I was just reading something, a headline that Bradley Wiggins, Tour de France winner from the UK, and he's checking in somewhere to get some mental health help.
Yeah.
And it, sharing that, I think, at the top of someone's been at the top of his sport helps people understand that it's a real problem. It's a regular problem that we can all have, and it's you need to go somewhere. So seek some help.
I mean, as a professional athlete, 100%. Between you and Amanda, you guys have to work on issues and things like that come up with the training or years of competing and things like that. So why not?
And I enjoy that you continue to reference us as elite athletes and world, Ironman, and because now it's it's sort of like a recovering, Ironman athlete. We are in remission. We are in, but no, it is something that I sit on the other side of the the barricade now, and I go, how did I do that? People used to say, how do you ride your bike that far? I'm like, I don't know anymore.
I just did it.
It seemed really easy to conceptualize. Now I don't know.
Yeah.
But so, okay. And then this is fun. We'll go right into some of the stuff, because I was there, and I'm going to just give the idea that I took. I went in there just having seen all these things on the people I follow, the health and wellness people I follow. And I really do feel more like an everyday, like I'm more of a normal, even though I have a past, like, now because
you're recovering.
Yeah, because I'm recovering.
Right.
Exactly. And, now it's like I do exercise every day, but the vast majority of my day is behind a desk or behind a steering wheel, or it's like it's more with the everydays. And so as I look at all this stuff, and it was really fortuitous because you and I connected right when I was going like, do I buy this stuff? Do I do this? I want to start activating some of these health and longevity and just overall lifespan things, cold plunge and sauna.
Right.
And so then we talked, you said, come in, try this out, do the contrast therapy, right?
Right.
And so Man and I scheduled that we were there on 2 days ago, from when we recorded 2 days ago.
Right.
And
I haven't heard this.
And this is, again, you said, how was it? I said, I'll tell you, it was one of those things where you don't get a lot of opportunity, I think, when you're 52 years old, to try new things. It's like, and so first off, it was super exciting because I was like a little nervous. Am I going to hate it? Am I going to love it? That was super awesome.
Right.
And you go in with the unknown. She and I went together, and it's really cool. Like, it's a space where I put my phone away, I put everything away. Amanda might not have had her phone in there doing work, but the point is, like, the experience was just really lovely, to the point where I'm like, oh, this is something that I think will be really good for me, but something that I'll actually enjoy. So what we did, folks, we sat I timed it all. I followed the rules on the wall there, and Michelle told me, this is what you do, and I'm like, I'm following the rules. We just sat in the sauna for 25 minutes. I did 25 the first time, rinsed off, and then went straight into this cold plunge, and I sat there for 3 minutes because it's like, whatever it is, the range. Of course, I'm going to do the upper end. I'm going to suffer so 33 minutes out, and then I went back into the sauna 15 minutes at a time, and then straight back in for 3 more minutes.
That's amazing.
And I was like so jazzed. It was like, and it was hard. I mean, I had to breathe. The breathing was like, oh, you get the breathing. And that was it. And then I'm like, all right, what a great experience. I feel energized. I feel charged up. I've got a bunch of work appointments. I had calls at 12:45 and 1:40, all the stuff.
Right.
I felt great.
Love it.
And I don't know if that's just, I don't know exactly why.
No, that's exactly what you should get after that experience, right? I would love to hear how Amanda.
And we'll have to so we both walked out. I was, of course, rushing to an appointment, but Amanda, obviously, she booked 5 more appointments.
She did.
Or 4 or 5. She booked the next 4 or 5 weeks directly. She did not leave. So the experience, although we each interacted differently with the cold and with the, and I think men, I've sort of read a little bit of how the temperatures maybe tolerance and benefits are a little bit different for each gender. But she loved it. She booked. Awesome. I mean, it was a positive experience.
She's a star pupil. Yeah,
she's
exactly.
a star. I know.
Yeah. No.
I told Michelle, I'll call you later. I got to book up. I'm late.
I'll do it later. Yeah, it's totally, And the thing is, and she did it totally. I mean, not that there's a right or wrong. I remember when we talked about this initially, and you coming in there, and you're like, what's the best thing to do?
Yeah.
Like, what's because I can tell you just want to make sure that you.
I want to do it. I want to do it right. Try and do it right.
That's right. And I told you, I hate to tell you this, but there's no right. It's really whatever you can do consistently.
For sure.
Right?
Like, you did say.
Whatever you can do. There's no right, there's no wrong. Well, I'm preaching to the choir because I myself am the same. Like, I just want to do it right. It's very black or white. Like, it's got to be the right way. But I've had to learn that it just has to be whatever you can do consistently.
Do what you do,
So you're right. The temperature definitely matters between men and women.
Yeah.
So we have our cold plunge set at 50.
Yeah.
Because for women, it has to be at least 50, because otherwise we kind of miss out on some of the adaptations that are the good things for us that turn on when you do cold plunging.
Okay.
If it's too cold.
Right.
Funny story is we actually had to take we used to have a leaderboard.
Oh my gosh,
I love in the recovery lab when we first opened it. And being that we're in Boulder, Colorado, we had to take it down about a month later because we had guys who were wanting to stay in the cold plunge for like half an hour.
Right. They're like, they had to be dragged out.
Yes. And they're like, well, Bob was in there for 25 minutes. I've got to do 30.
I can do that.
It was just like, oh my God, only in Boulder, I swear.
Totally. If there's a competition, we're in.
That's it.
Okay, that's hilarious. I think I would. I don't.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have the leaderboard done because I could see you being like, "That's it, I'm gonna do it."
I'd probably still be in there. I'd be like, I think I've gone into full harm mode at this point. It's been 3.5 days. Okay, and then just, I don't know, quick hit, like, tell people, because this is a funny story. My sister-in-law, I was like, look, we're doing this, and she's like, I'm sorry. if they told me it would like categorically add 10 years to my life, I'm not getting in cold water. She's like, I'm just out.
Yep.
And so some people have that
Yes.
attitude. It's like, okay, others, whatever, they get it or they want to try it. What would be one reason, two reason, or benefits that someone that hasn't heard should just hear right now from you of
About
why you
cold
should,
plunging?
yeah, why you should do, or the hot cold, if that's either you called it contrast, like
Yep.
whatever, whichever, share one or know.
Contrast therapy has loads of benefits.
Yeah.
It just sauning by
Yes.
by itself,
Okay,
right?
for sure.
Infrared or wet sauna, which is like the one where you sweat a lot. And the temperatures get over like 200 degrees potentially in a wet
Okay.
sauna.
Yeah.
Infrared, the max temperature is usually about 145.
Yeah.
So it's great for people like myself who, if I get too hot, I actually get really nauseous. and
Okay.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It helps dial down inflammation throughout
Yes.
your body.
Okay.
But it also cardiovascularly helps open up your vessels, and it's shown to like increase your circulation.
Love that.
Helps with
good
a
stuff.
lot of you have like inflammatory diseases, like things like that.
Yeah.
Women in either perimenopause or menopause.
Yeah.
It helps with sleeping.
Okay.
It helps with depression and
Yes.
anxiety,
This is-
especially the cold plunge.
The cold. Okay.
Excuse me. The cold plunge has definitely been shown. There's loads of studies like Huberman, Rhonda, Patrick,
Right.
Susanna Sodberg.
Okay. Yeah.
Like all these people are doctors who've done a
Yeah.
lot of research into
Yeah.
contrast therapy.
Totally.
So YouTube, I mean, I won't
Yeah,
bore you with the
search it.
details, but
No, it's perfect. That's a
there's
good
like
hit.
little snippets and stuff of like all the benefits.
Yeah.
And like you said, the endorphin rush that it's probably about 10 minutes after you get out of the cold plunge
Mm-hmm.
the last time and you're back in your clothes. And it always hits me when I'm like either sitting at my desk or in my car, and you just get this like this wave that just kind of comes over you.
Yeah.
And it feels like you just did like a long run in the best
Yeah,
way. You
in a
get that
good way.
like
Yeah.
warm, tingly kind of
Yes.
like, whoo.
Yes,
feeling.
that's it. No, that's it. Folks, try it. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the other thing is it like in full invite anyone that's following along, reach out. If you want to go in, we'll show you how to go, how to
Totally.
get signed up. Maybe we'll link up and hang out in there together. I think it's a fun thing. I was telling you earlier, I invited a client who I was meeting with earlier. Why don't we just like grab food or coffee like we always do, but why don't we go do something that's good for us in that way as well?
Yeah.
Like sit in here and get the health benefits, spend as you said, it doesn't have to be an hour. If you do it, that's what you have to do consistently.
Yep.
And so try it out, look them up, PR Labs. Is it just prlabs.com?
It's PR Sports Lab.
PR Sports Lab, I knew that.
Yep.
that. And then the Instagram, the hashtag.
It is at PR Sport Labs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to do a fun little video. I captured some behind the scenes, Amanda and me.
I can't wait.
And we're going to put something up and we'll do a couple more little shares because I think it's fantastic. All right, let's just get into a little bit more Boulder specific, Kate, because you're awesome.
Okay.
And and this is fun for us is like, you saw like our outline, which we almost never follow. But so if something that you're like, I wanted to talk about this, you need to, now's your chance.
Okay.
When you first, so I guess this is one thing is like when you first got here, is there something you wish you knew that you would share with someone maybe that's moving here in the coming years or this year, or just something like that? I wish I knew then what I know now.
Okay, so
about the area.
About the town,
yeah,
the
about
area.
somewhere.
Okay, so being outside. One thing is when you come, don't go to. I have to say, my personal recommendation: avoid Sanitas.
Okay.
The mountain.
Okay.
Climbing it on the weekends because it's
Okay.
basically like a conga line of people.
A bad conga line.
It is, and it's just you're just following the person in front of you. And I've had so many times where I'm like, "Let's go! It's gonna be so fun!" Because it's just such a beautiful, iconic trail.
Totally.
But it just is like so many people and dogs and kids and.
Oh my gosh, I love
It can
that.
just be a lot. So, and along those lines, if you're gonna go hike, the best time, honestly, is like the crack of dawn. Honestly,
Okay.
like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I know that sounds horrible, but seeing the sun come up when you're hiking around here, it's just so amazing because it just the sun runs over the valley, and it's super quiet, and occasionally you can see like a nice bear.
Yes.
Or some deer.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
But it's just you feel like you're the only
What a
person
great tip. Yeah.
there. It's just
Yeah.
amazing, and if you're with friends, it's also just amazing.
What a good tip. Did you
So-
learn that right away, or did you have to take some time to
That took
figure
some
that
time.
out?
That was actually a COVID thing. My girlfriends and I would hike
Yeah.
at the crack of dawn during COVID because it was like our only interaction
Yeah.
with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one, Kate. And I love don't go to Sunita straight out the gates. You're totally right. Unless you want the trail conga line.
Totally. If
As long as you're
cool with it,
go 9 a.m. on Saturday morning.
And take your grandma because she's going to come along
And park like 8 miles away.
Exactly.
Everyone else. Yeah, no, that's fun. And it is magical. I love that. Anything else that's kind of like, hey, you moved here, something that jumps out at you where you're like, I learned this the hard way, or I'm going to save you the time. Could be a good thing or bad thing.
As a woman, especially moving from, Austin was not a place where you got dressed up a lot, right? It's like, Wranglers.
More so than Albuquerque, but yeah.
Truly.
Anyway.
Truly. Yep. I think it's even worse. I'm saying quotes worse here.
Yeah.
Dressing up here, you have to really be solid that you're cool with being the only person dressed up in the whole world.
Oh my gosh. Another brilliant tip, Kate. Carry on.
Well, because, you go to Christmas parties for businesses or I don't know, I've just been out and I'm thinking, oh, certainly I'm going to wear a dress, and heels, and I will look so nice. And everybody else, all the ladies will look so good and the guys will be dressed up. No. It's
not happening.
It's Patagonia vests and puffy jackets and hiking boots and jeans.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Period.
So for 2 years, Amanda and I lived here. We'll do a recap. We'll do another she and I on here together. But she came from the East Coast. She came from Baltimore, and she had closet upon closet. She's rekindled this, but the first couple of years, she's like, well, I guess I'm getting rid of that entire closet worth of clothes. Same exactly what you said. I'd sort of forgotten. That's so good. So that's a good tip. So casual. And then, you have to make that effort. That is such a great, I love it.
You can have your dressy puffy jacket.
Yeah, exactly. Do you wear just the plain Patagonia or the fancy, puffer? Exactly. Okay, a little bit of. Actually, funny enough, I remember going to Acme Fine Goods in Eric's place there in Louisville, and specifically going in saying, "Will you out?" He outfits a lot of my wardrobe. I was like, "Can you get me a jacket that does not scream expedition, that does not have puff in that material?
Exactly.
Just something. Get me something I can put on for a closing or for something to look sharp, because I like to anyway." I love that tip. And I'm gonna probably shouldn't call Well Enough Alone, but you've given two such really good ones. Is there a third? Do you have another third gem? Because if not, table it. Because those are
I can't think of any
home runs. Okay.
Off the top of the head.
So and then that's a fun one when you talk about this. Let's go here. If you're heading out and you've got a daughter that's high school now.
Senior in high school.
17. She's 17. So your life is centered around the 17-year-old, business. You got your guy. You got your stuff. If you're just scooting out there and you're like, this is a Kate day.
Okay.
What does and you can bring any of those people, by the way. You can bring whoever you want or no one.
Right.
But what would an ideal day for you in Boulder County or a drive away? What would it look like? Winter, spring, summer, fall, any time of year. How would you spend that? So and I'll give you a little time. Just kidding. Go ahead. I don't know if you need time.
I've thought about this one just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. So if I had a couple of days, if I had 24 hours, my heart always is in Breckenridge.
Okay.
I love Breckenridge. It's
amazing.
my favorite place.
Okay.
Although I do have to say I loved it back in the days before everybody else discovered Breckenridge.
Yeah.
I used to love to go up there in the summer because it was actually quiet.
Yeah.
And you could just
it's pretty cool.
faff around.
Yeah.
Now, if I was going to spend a day in Boulder, I would probably get up. I'd drag the daughter, Ava, along with me to go on a hike at Table Mesa because that's actually my favorite hike because it's a kind of away from town. It's kind of south Boulder.
So tell me, you park you'd go kind of down
either
to
Dowdy Draw or at Table Mesa itself.
Perfect.
And I love the fact that it's got some different elevations. It's kind of windy and it's kind of flat, and then it gets high, and then it's flat again.
Super.
So I do that, and then probably go to breakfast. And
where would you go? Just any old place?
I like a Greasy Spoon diner. So in Boulder, we have the Village, which you don't go to when school's in session because it's just chock-a-block full of kids. Or Dots.
Okay.
Dots is also amazing.
Yes.
I think that's like a Boulder institution.
100%. Do you go to the one on 28th, or you go up on the...
Oh, 28th.
Yeah, totally.
The old school one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or what's that? Is it Skyline Diner?
Parkway?
Parkway. Thank you.
Yes.
That's the other one.
Yes.
Parkway. I really like
Secret
Parkway.
little hidden gem.
Yeah. It's like people are always like, where are you going?
And it's not anywhere.
Industrial?
Yeah. You're like, well, it's not somewhere you've been. So okay, breakfast at one of those three.
And then if I had my way, I do love having like a mani-pedi, and I love Contempo on
nice.
28th and Arapahoe.
Oh, perfect.
It's just quick and easy.
Yeah.
They always do a great job.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
Is Ava still with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And she would definitely be like getting her nails
let's
done.
do this. Okay.
Yep. Probably walk around a little bit at the 28th Street Mall.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd go to the recovery lab.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I can get her in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
Occasionally, especially when her legs are hurting because she's a volleyball player.
Oh, fun.
So let's see. Yeah, and then dinner. Occasionally, Mark likes to get real faint. Like we do like dress up, as I said.
I like that.
Kind of old school.
Tell me.
Flagstaff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you been lately?
Yeah, we went last April.
Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah.
because I think there's a refreshed classic there.
Yes,
like
I think they're working on it.
And we were for an event, and I was like, whoa, because it's amazing. I mean, you can't beat the view. The food's always good.
Yep.
And I think that's a good call. So Mark, that's when you invite Mark. Mark's been out,
Yeah,
and then
he's
he
been
gets to come out
Yeah,
for
we basically invite him over to that. Either that or Frasca. I mean, you can't. Bobby always does such a great job. It's such an amazing spot. Or we also like Stella.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. That's your top three.
Yep.
Or, on this particular perfect day.
And these are fancy.
Yeah,
Especially
going fancy.
Boulder
And you get to dress up.
Right.
And you're like, hey, you're expecting at least now maybe only 2 other parties that are wearing the full sports gear.
We're not going full pikas because we usually just do pikas all the time. Like that's every night
I love it.
of the week. Oh, you don't want to cook? Okay, let's go to pikas.
Yeah. Trent from Pika's has an Austin tie. He was,
Does he?
And they've got, I can't remember what it is. He's coming on the podcast eventually. He's a little bit more shy. We did I love those guys.
I was going to say, I know Trent a little bit just from being at the Louisville location.
Yeah.
Shy's
not the right word. And I should say introverted is the word, because he's fantastic. He's amazing. If you're listening, Trent, we want you here. He, I got to know him when we did some business spotlights back in 2021 when people were coming out of the pandemic, we were interviewing, and he told me about the Austin connection. I've since forgotten, but I love Pika's. We're there about 17 times a week.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're my actual chef.
Agreed.
I don't have to cook.
Exactly.
But okay, awesome. That's a great. And then what? All right. Thank you. Perfect day. Have you done that lately? Anything along those lines? Close little snippets?
Really,
you got to do it.
I mean, because you have kids.
I know, but you got to do it.
School and sports.
Pretty soon she's going to be gone.
I know.
Make it happen. Next week she's off school. Make her do it.
I know. Totally.
Just be like, let's do a Sanitas hike, you and me, or whatever. No, a Table Mesa hike.
Table Mesa hike. Yeah.
I challenge you.
She'll hate me.
It's okay. Say this is for your mom.
Exactly.
I drive you every. No, she drives now, but
no, not yet.
Still driving. Okay, good. So, and then I'm going to get to this, and we're going to kind of segue out. This is what I want to know. It's similar twist to that question. We had 2 more quick questions. You've got someone come from out of town and you want to wow them. You want to be like, this is it. Do you take them on your perfect day? Or do you have something else where you'd be like, this is a little exposure? Is there something else?
To be honest, I think my perfect day would be okay.
So you're just going to bring them on.
I might throw in some more like strictly Boulder stuff. Like maybe I wouldn't go take them to the nail salon. I'd like tour them around a little bit and like show them like the mountains or go to the peak or something like that. But yeah. But
pretty much you're dialed. Okay. And then if we dive in, you've said a few things, other favorite businesses that maybe, because this is actually 1,000%, if that's even possible, selfish. I'm trying to learn new places.
Okay.
Is there a coffee shop in the area that you hands down love, 1 or 2 you got to try? And is there another outside of those restaurants, like anything? You've mentioned some good ones. Anything that we just have to know where you're spending your time for coffee out, breakfast out, dinner out, lunch, and I'm buying you time. Okay. Anything like that, businesses that you just really enjoy?
So my good girlfriend, Kelly Newland. Who
She was on the show.
Yes. I know. I called her on my way here. I was like, guess what I get to do today?
Yes. I love Kelly.
She has introduced us to Balada in North Boulder.
Oh, yeah.
That place is so good. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. To those of you that are speaking the Spanish version of what Kate said, bellota.
Thank you.
I like balada.
Thank you.
B-E-L.
I'm so
No. Who would know? That means acorn in Spanish. That's why. Who would name? It's a little Spanish. It's a little Mexican restaurant.
It's a
fancy Mex.
Yeah, it's fancy, but it's so.
It's awesome.
Ugh, I love it. It's the
Good
most
call.
amazing food.
I've only gone once for a private birthday party, so a kid's one. So I need to go back.
You do. That's where we have our girls' nights.
That's good. Okay.
hide out in the back, right?
And it's right there, North Broadway, folks. And we'll just let you know, you can find Dots, you can find the Village, you can find Parkway on your own. Use Google or whoever you search with. But you know what? I hate to say it, but I think
Are we out of time?
we're out of time.
Okay.
But tell me this: is there something you were dying to talk about that I dropped the ball and didn't ask you?
No, not at all.
You feel like we hit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And
Well.
this was so fun.
It is fun. I know. Kate, you're awesome. I really believe, like, it's fun that we reconnected here. We kind of swirl in and out, and I'm excited. I'm going to start sharing more PR labs with you guys, because everybody that's listening, people follow me. You got to check it out. You got to make yourself better, healthier, happier.
Yes.
Like, I really think there's some great stuff there. And follow the social, check them out online. And then I'll do this as I do at the end of every show. Kate, you included. I want everyone between now and the next episode to go out there and do something that you love.